I love you always. Sunshine, sunshine. All right, what's going on, y'all? How y'all feeling? Throwback Thursday. Let's get real about relationships Thursday. This is the Daily Go Getimism show. All up in your area, feeling like a real man should. You already know. Tonight, we talking about the most toxic couples that you know. We talking about toxic couples tonight, y'all. What do you know about a toxic couple? What do you know? What's going on? How y'all feeling? Brown eyes. Brown eyes Dunlap is in the house. What's going on? My good to see me. Some you always. Always and forever. Each moment with you is just like a dream to me that somehow came true. What up, T. Carey? Right, morning, noon, and night. It's always great to have my peoples going directly into your sight. So we're talking about toxic couples tonight. Toxic couples, Yo, if you've ever been in a toxic couple, you know what I'm talking about. Or if you've ever witnessed it, like, yo, why are these two together? Now, they can be toxic towards each other, or they can be on some Bonnie and Clyde type of, Mickey and Mallory type of. In other words, they cause problems for others. What you know, baby, we gonna get it. Yeah. Say it. Toxic couple night. Toxic couples tonight. Toxic couples tonight. Throwback Thursday. Hopefully, if it was toxic, it's in your rear view. If this applies to you, yo. Yo. Marvina Big B is in the. Good to see you. Toxic couples tonight. Well, all they do is fight. Toxic couples tonight. Fuss and argue, win and just fight. Toxic couples tonight. We're gonna talk about it, y'all. We got time tonight. And I just happen to be in the mood, baby. Yeah. With my toxic couples that you know you've been in one. You're probably not proud of it. And like I said, hopefully it's in your rear view. You could be in a toxic relationship without being the one that was toxic. It only takes one. It only takes one toxic person in a relationship to make it a toxic relationship. Very unhealthy. Very unhealthy. But you know, when I say unhealthy, I mean physically, extremely emotionally. What you know, fighting, fussing, a whole lot of cussing. That's no compliments. It's almost like they don't want to see each other doing well. How can you claim to love somebody, but at the same time, you want to hold them back? You don't want to see them advance. You don't want them to get too big for their britches. You know what? Hey, toxic couples, baby. Toxic. Bonnie and Clyde. Yeah. Sid and Nancy, baby. You know, when drugs enter the picture, it's going to be toxic. Who knows any drug couples out there? I knew a lot of them. And I ain't going to lie, man. Even though they were deep into the crack, some of those drug couples were the most faithful to each other that I ever seen. Yo, I done seen some. Let's throw back. Yeah. What? Hit the like button. Don't be stingy with the likes now. Cause you can best believe we gonna rock tonight. Yo. One time. Yeah. My name is 5'2". Glad to meet you. Glad you're here. Could you do me one little favor though? Hit the like button. Don't front on me cause you're toxic tonight. It ain't right, yo. Cause you're toxic tonight. What? Cause you're toxic tonight. Ain't giving up no likes, word. Cause you're toxic tonight. Ain't giving up no likes. Cause you're toxic tonight. Come on, let's do this. Sing along if you ain't toxic. Da 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 And that's how we doing it. Urban Therapy with Sun 752 with this your daily. It's the daily go-get-em-ism show. You think it ain't when it is? You think it won't when it is? We are here and we are in motion. We do this thing, taking all fast lane, no coasting, and everything is gonna be all right. We talking about the most toxic couples you ever seen tonight. What do you know? What do you know about growing up, seeing your mom and your dad treat each other like they don't like each other? What do you know about seeing your parents arguing all the time? Volatile couple. Always the threat of violence there. Wasn't always coming from your dad. Your mom, she been known to reach out and touch somebody when she don't get her way also. Crazy shit. You know, acting like they more enemies than friends and lovers. But then after all of that said and done, here they are hugging, kissing, loving on each other like none of that shit. Like they didn't just say the most outlandish, most insulting, below the belt type of stuff to each other. And it don't even seem like, you know, like it's stuck to them. Well, when you come from a situation like that, it'll probably be easier for you to fit into a situation like that, even though subliminally that might not be what you want. Or maybe on the surface that's not what you want, but subliminally because that's what you used to. That's what you respect. Dimples D's is in the house. What's going on, Dimples D's? You know, it's the hardest for people who grew up in a loving environment where it wasn't toxic, where it wasn't volatile, where it wasn't violent, where it wasn't hurtful, where people watched what they said and didn't try to say things to hurt each other's feelings and keep things going, It's hardest for those people because if they get with somebody who is toxic and they just happen to fall in love with a toxic person, if you've ever fallen in love with a toxic person, holla at me. Let me know. I mean, because it can happen to anybody. And I think at one time in everybody's dating life, they have run into somebody where they was like, I don't even know what I was doing there. It's like being high in a place that you never been to before. Like, I don't remember how I got there, and I don't know why I was there. But I was there for a minute, and from what people are telling me, I blacked out, and I was doing things that I would never do when I was sober. That's what it's like when you are a healthy relationship seeking person and you get into a relationship some kind of way with somebody who is mad toxic. So this is what we gonna do. I said, this is what we gonna do. We gonna put our drums away. I said, we're gonna put our drums away. So yeah, the most toxic couples you know. Yeah, that's what we're gonna talk about tonight. It's Throwback Thursday, and it's Let's Get Real About Relationships Thursday. That's what it is. So we're gonna treat it like the way it is. Do you know what I'm saying? Actual facts, baby. Actual facts. Hold on. Having a problem with my clamp. Ugh. Okay, there we go. The most toxic couples that you know. Now, we ain't trying to battle for position tonight. But we're going to have this conversation. So let's go ahead and do this thing. Let's have this conversation about the most toxic couples that you know. Now, I don't know about y'all, but over the years, I have seen some really, really toxic couples. Some of them really seemed like they loved and enjoyed each other. And some of them, I was like, this shit looks like a couple of, this looks like a couple of concussion. Like they look and act like they about to go upside each other's heads. They about to go upside each other's heads. Always at each other's necks. You know, jealous and envious acts. You know, when they start coming to the surface, when you dealing with a lot of jealousy and a lot of jealousy and envy as far as a relationship goes, that always adds a lot of fuel to the fire of toxicity. And you know, the crazy part about being in a toxic relationship of that magnitude is that the two people in the relationship are toxic, and they may often treat each other like they don't give a fuck about each other. They may treat each other like they don't care about each other at all. But you can best believe one or both of them are going to stop each other from enjoying life with anybody else. Like, that's just not going to happen. You're not going to be happy with anybody but me, and you're not going to be happy with me, but you're going to pretend like you are, and so am I. At the party, you and I, we go together like the 6 is 9. That's right. But anyway, so yeah. So that's what we talking about when we talk about toxic couples. You know, like I said, your parents might have grew up that way. Maybe you had an aunt and an uncle that you used to spend time with. You know how it is. you know how it was when we was younger, coming from our generation. You know, we would be over aunts and uncles' houses. Sometimes when they had kids, so we was over our first cousin's house, and sometimes we was over our aunts and uncles' cribs, and they ain't had no kids. So you was like they kids, you know, like they treated you like you were their kids, and they just did things around you thinking that you didn't understand what was going on. That just might have been so out of pocket. But you remember what you saw. You remember what they did. You remember how they treated each other. Well, it doesn't necessarily have to be your uncle's crib. It could have been your grandparents, just real on some real shit. It ain't like it's not like grandparents, or let me put it this way. It's not like there's an age limit on toxicity. You can get it at any age. You can get toxicity at any age. So where you're going to get it tonight? But we're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about it. Y'all all right? Y'all good? You know what I mean? I don't know if y'all scratching your head out there. You know what I mean? It's like the chat came to a halt. I think I'm just going to listen. I'm not talking no more. But then again, it is two something in the morning, and I can understand. I can understand, like, some people might be fighting Mr. Sandman. You in a toxic relationship with the Sandman. What's good? My man Jay Sloan. Is in the house. He says, you're not going to be happy with anybody but me. And you're not going to be happy with me. So, oh, shit. My man JJ, what's up, man? How you feeling? Good to see you. So yeah, like I said, man, we talking about the most toxic couples you know. I'm talking about Sid and Nancy, Mickey and Mallory, Bonnie and Clyde, Martin and Gina. It's like they wasn't toxic. They were a good TV couple, but Sid and Nancy was they were real people. Bonnie and Clyde were real people. Died with each other, got shot up. Who gets shot up with their girl? Who does that? So you and your chick, y'all rob banks together, y'all do drive-by shootings together, y'all carjack. They was carjacking people all the way back then. That's wild. Hey, the feds come through and spray all y'all up in the car. Well, sometimes toxicity can get that way. Sometimes you're not toxic towards each other. Y'all might have the greatest love of all, but you may be toxic towards the community, toxic towards the public, toxic towards anybody else who comes in contact with y'all. Y'all are a dangerous couple. Dangerous. And shit, what was that? Oh man, I've seen a documentary on this dude and this girl back in the 50s. I believe they were somewhere out in the Midwest. Was it Arkansas? Was it where the dude and the girl was real young, and they was, going to people's farms and killing the people, taking their cars, taking their money. They killed this young couple. The dude raped the girl. And when she took the stand, she claimed that he made her do everything. And he took the hit for her, even though he admitted later on that no, she was a more than willing participant in all this old crazy shit. But she didn't do life in jail. What was their names? Anyway, that's That's the tip of the iceberg of toxicity, for real. JJ says, no more toxic relationships. Oh, hell no. I understand. Jason said, didn't Sid and Nancy, didn't Sid end up killing Nancy? No, no. What had happened was Sid OD'd and Nancy killed herself or some shit like that. Because Sid was a guitarist in a punk band and he was on heroin all heavy. And Sid and Nancy was like acting like his manager. But I believe she committed suicide after he died. Let's see. How did the story of Sid and Nancy end? All right. Okay. Hold on. Oh shit, hold on. Stop. Don't do that. Events of that night and unsolved mystery. All right, hold on. The story of Sid and Nancy ended tragically with Nancy Spongen's death in a New York hotel room and Sid Vicious's subsequent death from a heroin overdose before he could stand trial. Oh, so he did. Nancy was found, oh, my bad. You was right. Nancy was found stabbed on October 12, 1978, and Vicious was arrested for her murder. But the exact circumstances remain unclear. Vicious died of an overdose in February 1979 after being released on bail, leaving the question of whether he killed her officially unsolved. Conflicting accounts. Some close friends have stated Vicious would not have killed Nancy, suggesting it might have been a botched suicide or an accident. Vicious's mother reportedly confessed on her deathbed that she gave him the fatal overdose to spare him a trial. But this has also been disputed, and the truth of both deaths remain a subject of debate. Yeah, I thought when I saw the documentary or the movie or whatever, I thought that she committed suicide. But I think I had it wrong. I thought he committed suicide. I guess it's been too long. I'm thinking he committed suicide and then she, no, he died of an overdose and then she committed suicide. Some old crazy shit. My bad. I got to get it together. But yeah, they was toxic. 2 heroin addicts in the 70s. Yeah, man. My man David Figueroa. Figueroa. What up, my dude? And JJ says, there's a movie called Badlands about a couple in the late 50s or early 60s. Is that on? Marvina Bigby, I remember. Marvina says, I remember that I can't think of the names of her mom and dad and baby sister were murdered too. Yeah. So you know what I'm talking about. That's right. He murdered her family. That shit crazy. Yeah. Okay. I'm the grass man says, brother, your beard is so incredibly clean. Just thought you should know that, King. Hey, man, I appreciate that. At least you ain't come on here and give me the criticism of it like some people do. Like, yo, what's that fake shit you got on your face? Yo, they hit me off with the fake beard, Joe. I'm like, come on, man. It's real. I promise you it is. All right, JJ says, I think Sid was one of the Sex Pistols. He was, but he was so strung out that he couldn't perform. He couldn't get right. He couldn't make dates. you know, he couldn't, he was just fucked up. But Nancy was like acting like his manager. She was holding it down for him. She was keeping his name in the streets and keeping him gigged up. She was keeping him gigged up. But you know that heroin. Don't you want to ride the white horse? Make sure y'all hit the like button, y'all. Just do me that one little solid and everything be all right. I mean, it's going to be all right anyway. But that's all I need for everything to be all right. The most toxic couples that you know. All right, I'm going to take the lead on this. I'm going to tell y'all about some of the toxic couples that I've seen. Okay. Got to make sure that I don't name names on this one. But there was this couple that I went to school with up at Penn State. And this couple involved a dude from Philly, you know, tall, healthy dude, played basketball and all that kind of stuff. And she was like a Puerto Rican chick from New York. Pretty, very pretty, sexy and all of that. But this couple, they were so fucking toxic, man. I mean, I never seen nothing like this before. They would be fucking around on each other openly. Then they would fuck each other. And they was burned. The hot summer of 1992. The reason I call it the hot summer of 1992 is because when I came back, I went overseas that summer because I did my internship over in Holland, the Netherlands. And when I went, I had to go back to school to give them, like, I had to write this long ass term paper, you know, chronicling my experiences or whatever. That's what the project was about. So I had to go up to school for something. I'm thinking, like, why couldn't I just mail it? But I know I came up to school. When I went back up, they was like, yo, let's call them Brett and Jessica. Yo, Brett and Jessica, yo, they been wilding this summer. Oh, yo, they been on some bullshit. They been burning each other, burning out other people who was involved with him. Like, he get mad at her. Brett get mad at Jessica, go fuck one of her friends, get burnt by one of her friends, give it to Jessica. Jessica, in turns, get mad at Brett, go fuck one of his friends, get re-burnt. I was like, yo, what are y'all talking about? This is 1992. You know, mad HIV, or, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm like, and it was like everybody was bystanders. And they thought it was funny. Brett and Jessica did. They thought it was funny. And they used to fight. It was a mess. Brett wasn't even in school at the time. He was just up school. He wasn't in school. Mess. Mess. Jay, you might. I'm a chill. I'm a chill. Jason said, you know what? I'm dying, cracking up right now. Those two, those two were what you see if you look up toxic in the dictionary, and that was my man. Jason might know too much, but that shit was off the chain. I was like, look, I'm just up here to, you know what I mean? I'm gonna be up here a couple of days. I gotta drop off my paper, you know what I mean? Get my my financial aid straight and all that. I'm getting the fuck on nobody. I'm getting the fuck on nobody here. Y'all different. Y'all, but yeah, they was so fucking toxic. When I left to go on my internship, that was when the semester ended in May. When I came back, it was like July. Yeah, because it was before the summer semester started. Well, the fall semester, which would have been in August. Yeah, so I was up there in July, and then people was giving me the whole scouting report. I was like, they what? It was like, yeah, man, these motherfuckers, this shit been so crazy. But everybody was watching them like they were a spectacle. It was like they were a circus act. Jumping through fiery burning hoops where they put their genitals. That shit was, I was like, oh. And the thing is, like I said, the couple itself thought it was funny. They thought it was funny and they got their feelings hurt at the same time. But their response to each other while they were doing each other in and doing each other dirty was like nothing I ever saw before. And I'm like, so all y'all up here just going raw with each other. This is 1992, son. That was like... This was 1992. They eventually broke up. But that... So, would they be the most toxic couple I ever seen? No. But they were damn close. They were damn close. Yeah, yeah, when you witness something like that, it'll make you evaluate what your value system is. It'll make you evaluate like, well, hold on, what am I into? Because they into this. And I'm witnessing this, so I'm around this. But what is my role here? Like, what am I doing? Why am I seeing this? Why am I allowed to see this? Why is this being done around me? So it only takes one person it only takes one person in a toxic relationship to make a relationship toxic. The other person doesn't necessarily have to be toxic, but it's toxic because only one person is participating in it, which makes it toxic for the other person. The person that's actually toxic thinks that everything is okay because it might be just a big game for them. And the them I'm talking about can be the her or the him in a relationship. Or if it's a gay relationship in which it would be a him and a him, or a her and a her. But we're going to keep it hetero. That's what we do. But yeah. So when you see this level, when you see a level like that level of toxicity, that level of depravity, because both people in that example would have told you that the other was the love of their lives. The dude would have told you that the girl was the love of his life. And the girl would have told you that he was the love of her life. And I guess when it was good between them, yeah, man, that shit, you know what I mean? That shit is triggering my memories because without you knowing what they were into and how they move, you would have never known. You would have never known that they were like that. Because when it was on and they were very loving towards each other, whatever. But you know what? One thing I remember thinking that was odd. He used to like he used to like the fact that she would dress like really scantily clad. Remember, this is 1992. This is not 2002. This is not 2012. This is not 2022. So you got to think about what scantily clad looked like in 1992 and what that meant to everybody else who's watching it. Like you dressing like somebody who don't have a boyfriend, but that's your man. And he looking like a proud, like, yeah, my girl, you know. And, everybody want my girl because she pretty, she fly and all that. And like, man, anybody, it seemed like anybody can have your girl. Which is kind of odd for, you know, a chick of that. She was a cutie. I can't front on that. She was a cutie. But I'm like, yo, you can have that. She was a hot girl summer before it was a thing. Different kind of hot, different kind of heat. Shay Chabada says, can you play the All-American Rejects, please? No, but thanks for asking. Thanks for asking, Chabada. JJ said, burning hot. They were the only couple to this day that I know was like that. Now, I guess what separated them from everybody else is that we were in a positive environment. The girl was in school on her way to graduating. You know, she didn't let getting burnt all summer get in the way of her studies. She got on the the next year, in 1993, she graduated. I believe. I was so busy getting the fuck up out of there that I don't even know if I was looking. Like, long as I go, I got to go. But yeah, it's an actual fact that they stayed together for the rest of that year before I graduated. They were still together when I left. So they was together for a minute. But you would never know. You would never know that they was on that type of time. JJ said the great penicillin shortage of 1992. Let's bow our heads. From what I understand, both of them went on to be okay. You know, my man, he went on, he did eventually go back to school and, you know, got his shit together. He wasn't no dummy. He just was unfocused. He went back to school, graduated, and doing well in life. But yeah. The only other couples that I've known that were anywhere near that level of toxicity were couples that were on drugs. You know, when you introduce drugs into a relationship, when you introduce drugs into a romantic relationship, you want to get a whole lot of shit because it's drugs. And you expect things to be out of whack when there's drugs. Two college kids that are not on drugs, well, they smoked a little weed, drank a little liquor, but they wasn't on no hard drug. They wasn't on no coke. Christina, what's good? Good to see you. Absolutely good to see you. But yeah, they wasn't on no coke or nothing like that. You know, they was smoking weed. They smoked weed. They wasn't weed heads. They drank. They wasn't no drunks. But then again, what do I know? It was Penn State. Schools like Penn State, Wisconsin, if you know, you know. They drink a lot. You know, I don't know nobody that went to Michigan State, but I would imagine that all of those cold state schools, the big ones, the ones in the Big Ten, I would imagine, you know, they'll probably get it into. Marvina says, I was about 6. My mom was yelling at my brother. The doctor called you. The doctor called. You got to clap. You got to go to the doctor. Didn't know then, but I know now. Oh my God. The doctor, yo, my video fucked me up. Say what? The doctor called to tell him. I bet you he knew before the doctor told him. You got the clap though. Clap on. Clap on. I wasn't ready. I wasn't ready for that. Thank you, Muffy. Thank you. So I'm going to assume that whoever your brother was in a relationship with was a little toxic. And I ain't talking about their personality. They was just a little bacteria filled. Bacteria fortified. Bacteria fortified. Like, yo. Oh my gosh. Yeah. The doctor called. Got the clap. Read that shit again. I was about 6. My mom was yelling at my brother. The doctor called. You got the clap. You gotta go to the doctor. I didn't know. What are we doing? What are we doing, y'all? Hit the like button though. Hit the like button. Yo. You know what? This thing on here called hype. See if y'all can hype up this video. That helps in the algorithm. If y'all want to help me out in the algorithm, go to the hype thing. They got this tab that says hype. I don't know if that's like if that's like a way of sharing a video or whatever without having to actually share it. But it like lets people know that y'all talking about some real shit, some good shit over here. So whether you do it now or if the tab pops up after the video, please hype up the video. Hype it up. But yeah. Yo. Oh, my Vita, that was... You said when you were about 6? Got the clap. You got to go to the doctor. Like I said, I bet your big brother knew. He knew. He got the memo before the doctor did. Ain't no way around it. But yeah, the most toxic relationship. I mean, the most toxic couples, you know, when you see a couple that's always at each other's throats, always at each other's backs, always at each other's necks. However, like they might treat each other worse than anybody that you've seen treat somebody who they're supposed to love, but at the same time, they may be a united front when anybody from the outside tries to intervene or tries to demean or insult or diss one or both people in the couple. Like I've seen toxic couples that do nothing but argue all the time, fight all the time. I mean, they be putting serious hands on each other. And they'll let you know, like, listen, but that's my man or that's my girl. And you don't say shit about her unless you want a problem with me. Go figure. They can treat each other like shit, but outsiders can't do it. Territorial much? I don't know. Christina says, this topic is definitely both of my sisters. I'm the youngest in my family. My older sister loves being emotionally and physically abused, and my other sister emotionally abused. Sheesh. Should we pray for them? Sounds to me like they worthy. JJ says those couples you hate to see coming because you know they're going to show out and ruin the barbecue. Oh, those couples that like to show off and show out in front of everybody. So they never keep their problems in the home. They gotta bring their problems and their disagreements and all of that toxicity to every function. And people be on notice about that shit. Like, yo, are they out there? Are they causing trouble? Are they starting shit with people? Or are they going at it with each other? Like, something told me not to invite their asses, but I figure I'll take a chance because they can, you know what I mean? They can act like they got some sense at least for a couple of hours. Maybe yes, maybe no. It just don't always work out that way. Excuse me. It don't always work out that way. Yeah. But yeah, showing up and showing out. Showing up and showing out in front of everybody. You know, letting everybody know what they personal business is, or the part that's supposed to stay in the home. Don't none of their business stay in the home. They make it their business to make sure everybody else knows exactly what's going on with them. A real toxic couple will have you asking yourself, why do I have to know about this? Why I gotta know? I ain't asked to know. I sure don't want to know, and I don't need to know. Why do I know? Why I gotta know? And it be like that sometimes. It be like that sometimes. People will dump all of their toxicity on you. Okay, how about this one? How about the toxic couple where one of them denies their role in the toxicity, and so they come into you complaining about the other one, but never ever admitting their role in any of the toxicity. Never owning their role in the toxic equation. So everything is the other person's fault. Here you are, just sitting around doing nothing, crocheting, playing solitaire online, just enjoying a crossword puzzle or word find. I've always liked word find. Yeah. Yeah. Just over here playing your little word game. And here they come. They be toxic around the mountain when they come. They'll be toxic around the mountain when they come. But yeah, those toxic couples will have you feeling some kind of way because you don't really know how far they're going to go all the time. But they want to show up. Grandma's 90th birthday party. Everybody's paying homage to Granny. These toxic motherfuckers about getting to a scuffle over there by the punch bowl. Were they fighting each other this time, or were they fighting somebody else? Well, Tanya don't like nobody looking at her man. Christina says, I always pray for them. And I don't know, I feel like I'm their mother or oldest sister. I understand. Marina says, my mother was the tornado of our house. I understand. I do. Toxic couples, the most toxic couples that you know. Like I said, the most toxic couples that I've known was on drugs. They was on drugs back in my landlord days. I used to rent out houses, rooms, and apartments. And some of the most toxic couples that I ever saw lived in rooming houses. Now, imagine, if you will, two grown-ass people, not in their 20s, not even in their 30s. A man and a woman in their 40s, I believe, and They're living in a room. Now, you know, a room is for one person. It's like a transitional spot. You rent a room from somebody, you know what I mean, while you get back on your feet, but you got to have a roof over your head. So you took a room, you know, you don't have no bathroom or kitchen inside of your room. So you may have access to a community bathroom, basically the bathroom that everybody on your floor uses. And you have access to a kitchen. You know, you can cook or whatever, you know, you got to use your own pots and pans and stuff like that. But as long as you have your own cookware. Now, the room itself is a small room. Now, think about just a regular house, I don't know, 3-bedroom house. And you've turned that 3-bedroom house into a 3 or 4 unit rooming house. So imagine 2 grown ass people up under each other all day because they live in a room, not an apartment where you can get away from somebody. You know, go in the guest room or whatever, or the kids' room, cry your eyes out about your situation. I'm talking about in a room where 2 grown people are living together with a single bed. Yeah, a twin bed. Yes, a twin bed like your baby brother had, the one he used to sleep on with his Ghost Speed Racer blanket, Ghost Speed Racer comforter. Marvina says, I would call a childhood friend to check on them now and then. Always living in a room and behind on rent. Damn, Marvina, you on this. It's like you know what I was going to say. Because, yeah, although it was 2 of them, neither one of them worked. They in that room all day. Sometimes they would leave the room, the door to the room open so they could have so it would give the illusion of some extra space. You know, let some air on in there. You know what I mean? Let some air on there. That's just not. Oh. Okay. Yeah. Up under each other all fucking day and night. Neither one of them can do nothing without the other one seeing what the other is doing. Now, they weren't toxic just because they lived in a room. They were toxic because of their dealings with other people. So it's like they sort of like on some swinger shit, living in a rooming house. I don't know, man. They say ain't no love like broke love. And there may be some truth to that. Yeah. Yeah. That drug couple living in a room shit, it's a real thing. And when you witness that, you think to yourself like, yo, I guess them SSI checks ain't doing what they supposed to do. Marvina says, I called a few times and they were packing to run out on the rent. Shit. Rent man cometh, we runneth. Rent man cometh and we gon' runneth. Malu, what up? Good to see you, Ma. Good to see you. It's just a dependency relationship. It's not love. Well, I can't say that it's just a dependency relationship. I can't say what's love or not, except in a situation that I'm in. I can't say. It looked, there was some, with the situations that I've seen some love. But love, just like anything else, if it's taught incorrectly or unhealthily, it's going to play out that way. It's going to play out that way. TK Wright says, toxic relationships are draining. To watching or to be a part of. It chips away at your ability to be your best. Yeah, I agree with that. Totally agree. Totally agree, Malu says. Unhealthy attachments issues is not love. Well, yeah. By definition, it's not. But did you ask them if they loved each other? Do you love me? Do you love me? Do you care? How can I not love you, ma? Here we are in this same room together, cooped up with my mind on my money, my money on my mind. Sitting in the room, catching feelings. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Okay, wait. Clear out some space over here. Clear out a little something. Pump that bass. Okay. All right, bet. Okay, there we go. All right. Okay. Marvina says, JJ, we didn't drink or drug. They didn't want to be at my house. JJ says, I used to own rentals and ran a motel at Myrtle Beach. You have described winter rentals perfectly. I was going to say 2 or 3 to a room. No one works. Can't open the door because everyone is tweaking. Oh my God. So that's what resorts do in the wintertime? Y'all have winter rentals? I didn't know that. Down south? Okay. TK Wright says, yikes, JJ. Oh, TK Wright, you in a toxic relationship with autocorrect? Yo, man. Cut him off, man. Don't let, because autocorrect is not going to let you live your life. I'm telling you, he's just going to hold you back. And then when things go awry, when things go left, he's going to blame you. Watch. Automatically. Malu says, I haven't asked them, and I don't have to ask because of one specific reason. They haven't done the work, and they still together. Don't want to admit the situation. You talking about a specific situation? TK Wright says some people in the chat aren't saying anything because they're the toxic one. So nothing for me to do about it, but it's not love. Okay. All right. Señorita Ramirez. Señorita Ramirez. ¿Cómo estás? Who? Señorita Ramirez. What's going on, ma? Good to see some of you. JJ says, absolutely. There are a lot of transient construction workers like painters and carpet crews. They come into town to work. After a few checks, They're just in town. Ain't that some shit? See, ahorita Ramírez, she said, you love what I say to you? I got you. I got you, ma. Oh, okay, Malu. You said no, no, just in general. I can't safe. Wait. You can't save those two? Don't want to heal? I have accepted that. All right. So who's the most toxic couple you ever knew? And what made them toxic? What made them so toxic? Hold on, let me fix something over here. Like in my peripheral vision over here, I'm seeing that I need to tend to something. I need to tend to something, you know what I'm saying? What's this? Oh, hold on. What's going to work? Teamwork. What's going to work? Teamwork. Miles. What up, Miles? You know, I used to have a friend named Miles back in the day. And you know how people tease each other. And I remember one of my other friends said, yo, Miles is one of the longest names I know. I was like, how is it one of the longest names you know and it's only one syllable? He was like, yo, but look how long it takes to say it. You can't just be like Miles. It'd be like Miles. Got me. He was mind fucking me. Cause I was like, you know, never thought of it that way. How long does it take to say Miles? Is it 1 second, 2 seconds? Like you can say Vicky real quick. Vicky. But you can't say mouse. People think you saying mouse. Mouse. It's Miles. My man Miles. You know what I'm saying? Miles, one of the longest names in out of all the names. Oh shit. Malu says, my mom was very toxic in relationships. It was violence and alcohol, drugs. Yeah, that combo will definitely, it will make it toxic and it will intoxicate. So I understand. And you know, it's hard when you grow up seeing that. Now, evidently, you had contempt for it when you saw it. But some of your siblings or whatever could have saw it like, oh, okay, this is just the way it goes. You know what I mean? We get a chance to choose our own path in life, but sometimes it seems like the path was already laid out for us inappropriately. Oh, interesting question there, Miles. Interesting question there, Miles. What yacht is, huh? It's an interesting question there. Miles, huh? You from South Philly, Miles? By any chance? By any chance, are you from South Philly? Maria says, my son's name is Marcus Miles. Okay, cool. Aye. JJ says, we were blessed not to have that in our house. We never saw our parents fight or have a serious argument. Yeah, I can't say that. My parents were definitely in an unhealthy relationship, but I wouldn't say that they were in a toxic relationship. But it was unhealthy. The potential of violence was there a lot, way more than I cared to ever see. And there was tension in the air. So maybe I just don't want to accept that it was toxic, because possibly it was. I think it was toxic on my dad's end. He was he was toxic. Yeah, he was a little poisonous. May he rest in peace. And I love him to death. Resuscitate him and love him back to life, but he was toxic. He was with the shits. Which was weird, because you would never think he was with the shits. But he was with the shits. So, damn. Y'all made me reevaluate my whole life. I come from toxicity. I do. My big sister was seeing a drug dealer for a good while. Had a baby by him. He was toxic as fuck. He the type that would smack the shit out of her. And then come and cry to the family about it. Talking to my mom. Yo, ma, you know I love her. And like I would never want to hurt her. But she be playing by. And I'm like, my mom looking at this motherfucker like, what the fuck is it? What the hell? This nigga just put his hands on my daughter and he coming crying to me like she wrong, like I'm a pat him on his back like, oh, she done made you slap her ass up again. She made you do that shit, huh? There, potential son-in-law. There. Well, it ain't go down that way. Just so y'all know. Just so y'all know. It absolutely didn't happen that way. But yeah. So yeah, I guess I do come from toxicity. Rats. I thought I beat it. I thought I beat the odds. But no. Okay. Maria says, mine as well. My daddy was a drinker and a wife beater. It was hard on all of us. I'm sorry you had to go through that. That shit. Yeah, man. When your dad is violent towards your mom, like, on one end, you want to love your dad, but on the other end, he beating up, the first woman in your life. And it just seems like that tension in the air is always there. Like, are they going to fight tonight? Is he going to win again? Toxic relationships trickling down to the kids, making them into a toxic ass family environment. There have been kids who rolled on their dad or a dad. They might have rolled on the dad, the biological dad, or rolled on the stepdad. And I've seen that shit happen, or at least heard about it. And the dad forgave all the kids. It was like, yo, I can't believe y'all jumped on me over your mom. Y'all know that shit wrong, blah, blah, blah. But you know what? But, family is family. And that's one thing we are. So no matter what we going through, this is our shit. So dad, they rolled on you, put all kinds of paws on you. But now you just declare the truce. Who the fuck is you? Who the fuck is you? Napoleon coming back from getting your ass kicked in Russia? Shit got crazy up there in St. Petersburg, didn't it? Moscow be damned. Jesus says, hey, the truth is the truth. And this is urban therapy. So, yeah. TK Wright says, my parents didn't fight or argue. It was very rare for them to argue. My great-grandparents were another story. Arguments every day, but they were dedicated to one another until the day he died. The best of romances deserve second chances. I'll get to you somehow, 'cause baby, it's now. All right, anyway. Marvina says, my mother was scary. She slept with a claw hammer under her pillow, and we were afraid she would kill our dad. A claw hammer is definitely a blunt force object with sharp edges that will she could have pulled his brain out of his head like a nail. Like, no, that's not a nail, Mom, that's his nose. Same thing. This won't hurt a bit. Maria says, every weekend, yes. But she still loved him. She said she wanted us to have our father, so she took it for us. We got older, and my brothers put a stop to it. Glad to hear that. Give it a little bass. A little volume. Hold on here. Okay, cool. TK Wright says, we need to address how there are still so many toxic relationships, even though their existence has been exposed via social media. Oh, Lord. Oh, the social media toxic relationships. Online for all to see. What happens in the home stays in the home. No, not with social media. Put it on the tone. Put it on the phone. Put it on the screen. Talking about all of that shit. You know what I mean? I've been seeing people fighting and blocking, cock blocking, doing all the shit. They need to stop when other people start to get involved, but they want to do that shit because they can't solve the puzzle pieces in their life, and they tripe as hell. Now I want to be around that shit. It's like a cell, and nobody want to get in it, to win it, to get it. Yo, sit it back, relax it, and spit it. Yo, we on another type of tizzy. Yo, I ain't with that shit. I'm always busy. If you try to get me to participate, that shit ain't nothing filled with love is all hate. And yo, wait, before you come around, I gotta give you a check because you show little respect. Then I connect my fist with your face. And I ain't trying to get laced. Yeah, this ain't the place. I got kids around you. I need them to be all right. And you ain't all right tonight because you want to fight. You want to fight your girl in front of everybody. This ain't UFC. Yo, get the fuck away from me. I'll get back with you when you get yourself together. Hope that you get a little therapy. But for now, how now, brown cow? I can't do with that shit. Yo, how did you ever get to this point? Yo, your head is oily as hell, and I won't anoint you because you're not holy. Unholy you are. I can't get with you. What's going on with man Ed Star? What's going on, son? How you feeling? Everything good? Everything good. Okay. All right. TK, right, says people see the red flags and still grab the flags and help them wave them. And then they turn around and say, I've been through so much. One of the real problems with toxic relationships is that one person is always more toxic than the other person. So if the person who is the least toxic or not toxic at all, by being around the toxic person and excusing their ratchet and fucked up behavior, that validates the toxicity in the toxic person's mind. So to them, in their mind, since you let them be toxic around you, you really like it. So when you start to complain because you want to clean your life up and you want to do better and you finally want to feel comfortable and safe, they like, yeah, right. You've been with this shit. You've been with the shits as long as I have. You've been with this toxic shit as long as I have. Because one thing I've noticed about toxic people is they believe that they have the right to be toxic. So they're not trying to they're not trying to let nobody leave this toxic club of theirs because it's exclusive. It's exclusive. Sidebar, but maybe relevant in some form. I was watching a video of Late Night Unc and Ocho, with Shannon Sharp and Ocho Cinco. And Shannon Sharp is giving out all of this, not necessarily relationship advice, but he was giving out all of this. He was spewing all of this wisdom about aging and how it relates to relationships and all of that kind of shit. And I'm listening, I'm looking at Shannon, I'm like, nigga, didn't you just lose 25 million on a fucking OnlyFans chick? You retired the OnlyFans chick. It's like she don't have to do OnlyFans no more because of you. And you talking about what you learn as you get older and do you 57? You was messing around with that chick when she was like 19 and you was 55. What we doing? What we doing? Yo, thanks for coming through, my Lou. It's always a pleasure to see you. Appreciate you. I appreciate you. Look forward to see you the next time. Yeah. So I was thinking, like, I don't like to say who can and who can't give out advice. But when I heard Shannon up there, kicking relationship wisdom, trying to drop jewels, and I'm like, Dude, you lost 25 million and mad dough that was on the table when you got fired from ESPN, Fox, and everybody else. You got fronted on because of your involvement with a baby. Yo, you gotta watch it. He in there kicking all his wisdom. I'm like, oh, you want to be 57 now? Now you want to be 57, nigga? Now you want. Hold on. It's been a minute. Hold on, let's do this. Now you wanna be 57. Now you wanna be 57. How now? Now you wanna be 57 in front of now? Now you wanna be 57. You gotta be kidding. What the fuck? A 22-year-old took you for a 25 mil. All because she was on some other bullshit in the field. Went to court, she got a settlement, never had to go to court. Out there, you got caught through the files that you have to sort. Come on, Unc, what the fuck is you talking about? Yo. Ain't nobody trying to hear that shit you talking about, no relationship. You must be out your motherfucking mind, cause yo, what the deal, yo? You know what I'm saying? I'm taking it back to 1992. What's the scenario? What's the scenario? On the other side, that's where we reside. Yo, everything went wrong, but we kept our pride. Yeah, the money low, car gone, rent is paid. Yo, back in the hood, that's where I used to stay. All right. Okay. Shannon Sharp. They should make a dance called the Shannon Sharp. Yeah, and this is how we could do it. The Shannon Sharp. It go like this. Do the Shannon. Do the Unc Shay. Do the Unc Shay dance. Hit that like button. Hit the like button. Do the Unc Shay dance. Get that money up. Write a check. That motherfucker lost mad endorsements. Our OnlyFans chick, 21 years old, huh? I guess you gotta have it to lose it, right? Let me see. JJ says, yeah, I don't do toxic either. Those people can be toxic, but they gotta get away from me. Oh, they gotta do it away from you? TK Wright says, true. I validated my ex-husband's toxicity. Never again. Yeah, I mean, because they figure if you're there, you're here, you ain't hurt me. You had plenty of times, you had plenty of chances to poison me, and you ain't never do it. I remain poisonless. Marvina says, my dad never yelled or fought with my mom. He let her throw stuff, hit him, and then he would just leave for a while. He knew she would blow up everything, and it wasn't if he wasn't around, he stayed for us kids. Damn, Marvina. Okay, all right. TK right says unintentionally and intentionally validated, trying to be the strong wife. Jesus says Shannon wasn't dropping gems. He was yeah. He was kicking that shit. JJ says, I understand, Carrie. I stayed with the most toxic person I've ever met for years, thinking it would get better and she would get better. I would get better or something. I finally realized that it's just some craziest act. Okay. LOL. I can't, or at least won't live like that. It was a hard lesson, a hard learned lesson. Word. TK Wright says, devil's advocate. Who better to give relationship advice? Someone in a healthy relationship or someone who has fucked up, who has fucked them up and learned from their mistakes? I'm gonna get to that in a minute. And I'm gonna tell you why the relationship advice, he wasn't necessarily giving you relationship advice, but then again, he was. The reason why it was bullshit is because he didn't say nothing about no young Johns. He was talking about, how when you get older, it's slim pickings out here. It ain't sweet like that. So, basically saying like when he was younger, getting money, all in shape, 5% body weight, 230 pounds, over 6 feet tall. And, like he could have whatever he wanted. Now that he's older, you know what I'm saying? You gotta drop money. You gotta, the chicks ain't as pretty. And he's talking about, when she get like about 60 years old, you know what I'm saying? It don't mean that you're not gonna love her and blah, 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 blah. It's just gonna be, you're gonna be settling a little bit more than what you might have been doing before. And I'm like, what woman your own age you know? What woman your own age you been messing around with? Because last time we looked, you was getting them straight out of Chuck E. Cheese. That's what you was doing. After they graduated Chuck E. Cheese cum laude, that's when you scooped them. So to me, that's why he was invalid. And in the comments, they was giving it to him like, get the fuck out of here. JC says, I'm suspicious of anyone with a relationship that's too healthy. LOL. I'll take my advice from those with the scars. Jason says, T. Carey, right? Someone who's fucked them up and learned, but who is also now in a healthy, lasting relationship. Well. T. Carey, right? Says, JJ, I had a hard time believing that the person I loved was that much of a villain. Like, I'm smart. How'd I miss the signs? Am I a quitter if I don't stay and fight? Got to give yourself a chance. Bryce, my man, is back in the building. What's the topic tonight? We're talking about the most toxic couples you know. The most toxic couples. We're talking about the fighters and the fuckers. That's right, Jason. He was getting him out of Chuck E. Cheese. You thought at least get him out of Dave and Buster's. Instead of going for the moms, he was going for the daughters. Now you want to be all on your show talking about, yeah, when they get like 60 years old, you know, in his hard Southern twang ass accent. I'm listening like, yeah, Unc, I hear you. Another ass Ocho Cinco hanging on his every word. I'm like, all right. Whatever, man. Hit the like button, y'all. My man James Flooring, what's good? What's good? So you'll be here for a little bit. That's cool. We only gonna be on for a few more little bits. That's how that's gonna go. We good though. JJ says, easy on the Southern accents, bro. No, I don't have nothing against no Southern accents. I always felt like Shannon just like Steve Harvey tried to lean on a Southern accent. Like kind of to make it his aura. I know plenty of people that grew up in the South and they shit wasn't as strong as somebody who's been trained as a broadcast journalist. Come on, man. When they was training you to be in front of the camera, get on the mic, they didn't train you with to use that accent. They just didn't. But I ain't mad at it. Bryce says, "Oh, I just recently got out of one. All she did was try to ruin my gym time, and I'm a bodybuilder, bro. She never took accountability and got mad at everything. Poor communication skills and yelled. Wow. That's toxic, all right. Yeah, the girl is toxic, all right. Girl is toxic, all right." Shannon and Ocho need to add Lamar Odom to the show. Lord. Yeah, they do. They do need that. That's the spark they need. Unfortunately. These damn allergies about to kick me. They kicking my ass now. Hold on, y'all. It's a little late for the allergy pill, but it's never too late. It's never too late to stop hurting yourself. I hurt. JJ said, I hate fake Southern accents. Exactly. All right. Yeah. TK Wright says Whitney and Bobby were a good example of toxic love. They were like the poster children for a toxic relationship in the public eye. And it seemed like they reveled in that shit. It was like they reveled in it. They thrived in it. Kurt Cobain and Courtney Love. Who else? What else y'all got? J-Lo and any bro? Diddy and Cassie? They the latest, right? Pretty toxic. Pretty toxic there. Diddy and Cassie. Yeah, Diddy and Cassie, they used to do that dance called the drag that bitch on the flow. Drag that bitch across the flow. I ain't talking about slow drag. No, not that. No. Get your ass back in this room. Bryce says, I love passion, but some people get that confused. That's true. That's true. That's truly the true. Chris Brown and Rihanna, they was just cheering. Now, Chris Brown remained toxic throughout his career. And now motherfuckers just look the other way. Like, Chris is on a world tour. He's not toxic. Okay. Now, Rihanna, I really thought Rihanna was messy too. You know, the whole situation with Drake and whatever. But she don't seem to be very toxic when it comes to A$AP Rocky. The thing is, she's older now and all billionaired up. So that might have an effect on her toxicity. She might have been able to dumb that down a lot. But I'm not sure if I accept that she wasn't toxic at all. Dave Figueroa said that one Chiefs are running back. Oh shit. He got suspended for some games, right? Ray Rice. I know it's been a minute, but remember Ray Rice in the elevator? Yo. Left Eye and Andre Rison. Solange and Jay-Z. They wasn't even a couple. She was just riding for her sister. I'm just glad that Jay showed a lot of restraint in that situation. Because I'm not sure they could take him. Solange is just a little thing. She makes good music, though. Shout out to Solange Knowles. Shout out to Solange No. Oh, shit. Time. What up, Time? He says Will and Jada Pinkett Smith. Tia Mowry and her husband, Aisha. Aisha Curry gave a woman everything. Aisha Curry gave a woman everything. She's still not happy. There's a whole bunch of unhappy people in marriages. Yeah, but we talking about toxic relationships, not just unhappy people, because a lot of people who are in toxic relationships are happy being in those toxic relationships. Elaine Bobbitt couldn't even speak English, but when Oprah saved her life, she started speaking the good English. Yeah. But there are a lot of public toxic relationships that we know of. You know what I mean? Shit happened the way it happened. Nowadays with social media and multimedia, I think some people are faking toxicity. Like maybe they're not the toxic or in the toxic situation that they portray themselves to be. TK Ray says things weren't toxic with Sierra, with anyone. Things weren't toxic with Sierra with anyone else, but Future. Just don't name people she was in a relationship with. Yeah. Mary J. Blige and KC. That looked, I don't know how much they were together, but we know that they were an item for some time. And I think Mary is toxic. I think she's toxic on her own. I believe so. I believe she can pull off toxicity on her own, unprovoked. But then again, she grew. She grew. Mary J. Blige and Mary J. Blige and Kendu Isaacs. I was thinking that he was the toxic one. But the judge saw fit to give him child support. So there's that. Shout out to all the women out there who have had to pay not child support, but spousal support. Like you getting all the money, ma. You need to pay. I'm going down to family court and sue for peace. I'm suing for peace. Sue for peace. Sue Surf. Free Sue Surf. Nah, let him sit. All right. JJ says Elena Bobbitt took it too far. She just cut it off and she drove away and tossed it out the window. Well, every man in the world felt that. It's nasty work. Excuse me. Time said, how about the track star Sha'Carri Richardson beating up her boyfriend in the airport and lying about him hitting her, knowing that she can get away with it and that fake apology. Girl, I never keep a secret and I never tell a lie. I wanna make it up to you. Girl, I never keep a secret and all right. Damn, JJ said, let's not forget dear old OJ. Rest in peace. Orenthal Simpson. Oh, Orenthal. Rest in peace. Tom says, and let's remind ourselves when Ray Rice, his girlfriend or wife in the elevator, he lost everything. Sha'Carri Richardson got a better sponsor deal, so hitting men is acceptable. But did they have it on camera like they had it with Ray Rice? Even though, I don't know, it wasn't a good look. The NFL don't play. Maybe the NFL don't play. Oh, Depp and Heard. Damn, I didn't know. Johnny Depp, I didn't know that that was a toxic relationship. I didn't know that. Y'all on it. Y'all on it. JJ says, yeah. And the white runner from South Africa with the blade of prosthetics that killed his girlfriend over something crazy. Yeah, there's that one. There's that. Okay, Javon Belcher and Kareem Hunt. Okay, Chiefs players Javon Belcher and Kareem Hunt, bro. Okay, I got you. Yo. Yo. Dave says, yeah, Hunt was the one I was thinking about. Okay. Jason says, and yeah, that whole Sha'Carri Richardson thing was on tape. Body cam, but not as crazy as the Ray Rice shit. Degrees. Marilyn Manson and his ex had some freaky shit going on. Yeah. Allen Iverson and his wife, when they was living in the Philadelphia area. Remember, Allen Iverson went to the dude crib he thought his wife was fucking with. He went there with the gun. He said, "Fuck this $50 million Reebok sponsorship, this contract. I would go kill this dude for fucking with my wife." Like, hey, you ain't got no bodyguards for this. You ain't got nobody that can handle this without you being in the way or getting blamed for it. I'm sure you can afford better. I'm sure. Tom says, O.J. Simpson, one of the greatest running backs of all time, and he was like, and he was the first running back ever to run over 2,000 yards in a season. That includes the great Jim Browns and whoever else you think was great. Yeah, like Saquon Barkley, but you know. Gabriel Engelman. What up, cuz? I see you. Good to see you. Good to see you too. I appreciate you coming on through. I really do. TK Wright says, time. Men have been beating women for literally centuries and getting away with it. It was actually legal. Everyone needs to keep their hands to themselves for real. I can't argue with that. On guard. If you hit, you should expect to get hit. On guard. Toxic, the most toxic couples you know. The most toxic couples you know. There's a lot of these celebrity relationships be fake. I'm not going to say they're all fake, but a lot of them are. They get money off of this. They get money off of this. Now, you know, you have two types of people in toxic relationships. You have the type of people who are in toxic relationships where they are toxic towards each other, biting each other's backs out, always at each other's necks or whatever, but protecting each other against outside forces. They just treat each other like shit when they together. And then you have the people in toxic relationships that are toxic towards everybody else. Like they good with each other, but they cause problems for everybody else. Like they are a spectacle, a sight to see, a sight for reasonable eyes. Yeah. So, yeah. When it comes to a lot of these celebrity relationships, you kind of have to trust. I mean, you kind of have to take it with a grain of salt. You can't take what they say about their relationship at face value, especially not all the time. Right, Dave? We was talking about Bonnie and Clyde earlier in the show. Marvina says when they split up, they are down. They are back together like magnets. It's sick. Yep. I've seen people get a protection order against each other, and both of them violate the shit. You went and got a restraining order on this motherfucker. Let him in your crib. They'll right over to that. They'll walk right over to wherever they got that alarm set and push that bitch. Like, you're out of here. You are out of here. TK Wright says many women know that there's sympathy towards women, so they'll hit a man or provoke him and then play the victim. I warn my sons of these women. Mm-hmm. Tom says, TK, I understand that there's no debate in that, but we live in a society today where women say they are equal to men. They are boss chicks, independent and strong. Get your brother. And for years and centuries, you would tell a woman to have that man, to leave that man alone. And that woman will go right back to that man. And that's the thing. And that's the problem. Some of these people are toxic and they're really just posturing. After a while, you can't tell the difference. You can't tell the difference. You can't always tell the difference because you may not really know the person like that, you know? Because you know they are toxic. They are toxic as sulfuric acid. Toxicer. They are toxicer than sulfuric acid. Robina says, my aunt and my uncle spent their lives drinking and fighting each other. He finally killed her after 30 years. I cannot. What are y'all doing tonight? Damn, Marvin, I'm so sorry. But what the hell? He killed her. That's crazy. That's sad as hell. You know what? With that being said, because y'all never cease to amaze me, we're going to go ahead and do these birthday shout-outs. That's what we're going to do. We got to get on up out of here because there's a lot being done. All right. Let's see. We have some birthday shout outs to do. Some people were born on this glorious October 23rd, and they deserve to be acknowledged. So let's go about our business of acknowledging them and making them feel special because they are special because they are special because they are SPECIAL. They get the RESPECT. They are SPECIAL. They get the RESPECT. They are SPECIAL. They get the RESPECT. They get number one out the box, Yolanda Reed and Daryl Monroe. Lavita Cameron, Christina De La Cruz, my girl go-getter Yolanda Wembley, Nellie Barber, and last but not least, my girl Cat C Baby, Dominican Republic, stand up. I want to say happy birthday to all of y'all, and I hope that today finds you all in good health, happiness, mind, body, soul, and spirit. And that goes out to each and every person out there born on this glorious. October 23rd, anywhere out there in the world, worldwide, internationally, and universally. All of y'all go ahead and turn up, turn up. But don't turn up too loud. Just turn up loud enough so everybody can hear you. Rock out, rock on and do the damn, to rock out. Rock on and do the damn, rock out. Rock on and do the damn thing. You do your thing, y'all. Represent the queens and kings. You do your thing, y'all. Represent the queens and kings. Good things happen to those who wait. Great things happen to those who grind. And anything can happen to those who go for theirs. So go hard, go for yours, and remember, Go hard, go for yours, and remember, I don't know. Toxic couples. Evidently, there are way too many of us who know too much about this topic. And that's not good. It would have made a boring show if we all had to just sit back and listen and learn, maybe play videos and try to figure out what toxic couples are about. But fortunately and unfortunately at the same time, we've been through too much, we know too much, we've seen too much, heard too much, touched too much, and experienced a whole lot. But when it comes to toxic people and the most toxic couples that you know, you have two people that possibly can feed off of each other and make life miserable for themselves or make it miserable for somebody else. Either one is unacceptable, at least in my eyes. Peace to all my day ones, my everydays, and my brand news. I love y'all to death. Resuscitate y'all. Love y'all right back to life. We will be back tomorrow night, 1 a.m. for the Daily Go Getimism show, music show. Y'all know we talk about a music topic every single Friday night. And let me see. I know I ain't got no music topic yet. Or do I? Let me see. We'll be all right. We shall proceed and continue to rock the mic. We shall proceed and continue to rock the mic. All right, y'all. 1 o'clock tomorrow night, not 2 o'clock, 1 o'clock tomorrow night. And hit the like button, share the show, subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet. I hope y'all all enjoy listening to the show as much as I appreciated broadcasting to y'all. All I need is a couple of likes. All I need is a couple of likes. All I need is a couple of likes. All I need is a couple. Yo. All I need is a couple of likes. Yo. Minus. All I need is a couple of likes and everything's gonna be all right. All I need is a couple of likes, and everything's gonna be all right. I appreciate me some y'all. All right, so 4 o'clock in the morning, y'all know it's either time for you to get up or it's time for you to go to bed. Go to work or go to bed. Shout out to all my people that get up early in the morning just to meditate, get their mental right. Appreciate that. And thank y'all for the likes. Thank y'all for the likes. Thank you. All right. So tomorrow night, 1 a.m. I'll holla. Peace, y'all. 1.